sleeps. Right now, as you watch this, it's beating your heart, filling your lungs, turning the food you ate this morning into muscle, bone, and blood, without one single conscious instruction from you. It's called your subconscious mind. And the people who've studied it most, from a best-selling doctor to surgeons working 180 years ago to United States Army intelligence, all landed on the same unsettling conclusion. This hidden part of you is the most powerful tool you will ever own for getting what you want out of life. Your health, your wealth, your confidence, your future. And almost nobody is using it on purpose. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how it works, and you'll have a step-by-step method to start using it tonight. Stick around to the end, because the most important part, when to plant a thought, is the part that actually changes your life. Let's get into it. Everything starts with one idea, and once it clicks, you can't unsee it. You don't have one mind, you have two. Dr. Joseph Murphy, in his classic book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, lays it out simply. You have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. One surface, one deep. Your conscious mind is the thinker. It reasons, it argues, it chooses, it judges what's true and false. Murphy calls it the watchman at the gate. It decides what gets through. Your subconscious mind is something else entirely. It does not reason. It does not argue. It does not judge. Murphy is blunt about this. Your subconscious mind, in his words, cannot argue controversially. Whatever your conscious mind hands it, it accepts as true, and immediately starts making it real. Think about what that means. If you tell yourself over and over, I'm broke, I'm not good enough, things never work out for me, your subconscious doesn't push back. It doesn't say, well, that's not accurate. It says yes, and it gets to work proving you right. Murphy gives us the perfect picture for this. He says to think of your mind as a garden. You are the gardener. The thoughts you think are seeds, and the soil, your subconscious, doesn't care whether the seed is a flower or a weed. It just grows whatever you plant. Plant fear, you harvest fear. Plant confidence, you harvest confidence. The ground always says yes. Now here's what makes this urgent. Your subconscious is not something you switch on when you feel like it. Murphy says it plainly. Your subconscious mind never sleeps, never rests. It is always on the job. It's running every vital process in your body, your heartbeat, your circulation, your digestion, your healing, 24 hours a day, whether you're awake, asleep, or not paying the slightest attention. And it's doing the same thing with your thoughts. Murphy points to the giants of history to show its creative power. He says it was the subconscious that let Shakespeare perceive truths hidden from ordinary people, that moved Beethoven to compose symphonies, that guided Raphael's hand as he painted, the flashes of genius, the sudden ideas in the shower, the answer that just comes to you. That's the deeper mind, working below the surface. So the question is never whether your subconscious is working. It's always working. The only question is, what are you feeding it? Now you might be thinking, okay, that's a compelling self-help idea. But is there anything serious behind it? Anything outside the motivation aisle of a bookstore? Here's where it gets genuinely strange. In 1983, the United States Army Intelligence and Security Command commissioned a classified report on human consciousness. It was later declassified by the CIA. It's real. You can pull it up yourself. And it's known as the Gateway Process Report. And buried inside that government document is Joseph Murphy's exact model. The Army analyst describes the brain as split in two. The left hemisphere, logical, verbal, linear. He calls it the part that screens incoming information, that categorizes and assesses before allowing passage. That is the conscious mind, the watchman at the gate, and the right hemisphere. Holistic, nonverbal, pattern-based. The report states it appears to accept what the left hemisphere passes to it without question. Read that line again. Without question. A military intelligence assessment, written for commanders, independently arrived at the same truth as a metaphysical self-help book. There is a deeper part of the mind that does not argue. It simply accepts and acts. When two sources this different, a preacher and a spy agency, describe the same machine, it's worth paying attention. Let me give you one of the most stunning real-world examples Murphy documents. And this one isn't a feeling or an affirmation, it's surgery. Picture Bengal, India in the 1840s. There is no ether, no modern anesthesia. None of it has been invented yet. A Scottish surgeon named Dr. James Esdaile is performing major operations on the eye, the ear, the throat. Between 1843 and 1846, he performs around 400 major surgeries, using nothing but mental anesthesia. He places his patients in a deep hypnotic state, speaks directly to their subconscious minds, tells them they will feel no pain and that no infection will set in. The results? Patients felt no pain. There were no deaths on the operating table. And the post-operative mortality rate, in an era before sterile technique, before anyone even understood germs, was, by the account Murphy relays, somewhere around 2 or 3%. 2 or 3%. Before antibiotics, before sterilization, before the world even knew bacteria caused infection. Murphy's point lands hard. The surgeon spoke to the subconscious, and the body obeyed. The mind reached down and changed what was happening in the flesh. You don't have to take every claim in that story as gospel, but it shows the scale of what these sources believe the inner mind is capable of. So how do you actually plant a seed? How do you deliberately impress an idea onto this deeper mind? Murphy gives it a name: the law of belief. He puts it like this: whatever you impress on your subconscious mind is expressed on the screen of space as condition, experience, and event. Your inner world becomes your outer world. What you write on the inside, you experience on the outside. But, and this is critical, it's not about robotically repeating words. It's about three things working together: repetition, faith, and feeling. Listen to these real cases Murphy records. A young woman, terrified of an upcoming audition, sat down 3 times a day. She relaxed her body completely, closed her eyes, stilled her mind. And slowly, with feeling, she repeated, "I sing beautifully. I am poised, serene, confident, and calm." 5 to 10 times each sitting. Within 1 week, the fear was gone, and she delivered a remarkable audition. A 75-year-old woman who kept telling herself, "I'm losing my memory," flipped it. Every day, she affirmed her memory was improving, sharpening, returning. In 3 weeks, her recall was back to normal. Another widow, also 75, living alone on a pension, lonely. She began repeating, with feeling, many times a day, "I am wanted, I am loved, I am secure." Within about 2 weeks, she was introduced to a retired pharmacist. Within a week of that, he proposed. Notice the pattern in every single case. Relax the body. Affirm in the present tense. Repeat it with genuine feeling. And do it consistently. That's the engine. Murphy says it directly. The feeling is the secret. Now here's the most practical thing in this entire video. If you take one technique away, take this one. The single best time to plant a thought is when you are drowsy, in those last few minutes before you fall asleep. Why? Because in that sleepy, relaxed, half-awake state, your reasoning conscious mind, the watchman, the gate, goes quiet. It stops screening. And the door to your subconscious swings wide open. Murphy says to lull yourself to sleep every night, holding the idea you want made real, as if it's already done. And once again, the CIA report backs the mechanism cold. That document describes something called the frequency-following response. Your brain naturally drifts from its fast, wide-awake beta rhythm down toward a slower theta rhythm at the edge of sleep. And the report identifies that drowsy threshold, deep relaxation, right before sleep, as precisely the state in which the mind becomes most open to suggestion and repatterning. In fact, the method the Army analyst recommends literally starts by inducing deep physical relaxation and a near sleep state, and then delivering the instruction. The exact same principle the book teaches. So think about your last 5 minutes before sleep as mental real estate. Beachfront property. Most people spend it scrolling, worrying, replaying the worst part of their day. That's planting weeds right before the soil is most fertile. Use that window. Plant the seed you actually want to grow. Let me hit you with some figures straight from that government report because they're genuinely striking, and they reframe what your mind even is. The report states the deep, meditative state it's chasing is so difficult to hold that a subject with 20 years of Zen training could sustain it, at will, for just over 15 minutes. It estimates that fewer than 5% of participants in the program ever fully reach its most advanced level. It describes the human body in deep relaxation, resonating in harmony with the Earth's own electromagnetic field at around 7 to 7.5 cycles per second, and claims that signal travels around the entire planet in about 1/7 of a second. And it makes the point that solid matter barely exists at all. The nucleus of a single atom, it notes, vibrates at roughly 10 to the 22nd power. That's a 1 followed by 22 zeros, cycles per second. You, your brain, your every thought. The report calls all of it an extraordinarily complex system of energy fields. Here's the metaphor the report uses that ties it together. It says, the ordinary human mind is like a lamp, throwing out light and heat in every direction, chaotic, scattered, weak. But a focused, coherent mind becomes like a laser. The same energy, but disciplined into a single, concentrated beam powerful enough to cut through things a lamp could never touch. That's the whole promise from a military report. A scattered mind leaks its power everywhere. A focused mind becomes a laser. So let's get concrete about using this. Not just for calm, but for answers and outcomes. Murphy describes a method he calls handing the problem to your subconscious before sleep. You state, clearly and specifically, the thing you want solved or accomplished. Then you let go. You stop wrestling with it consciously. And you trust the deeper mind to deliver. He promises that forces within you will be released, and the answer often arrives, sometimes overnight, sometimes as a sudden knowing a day or two later. And the Gateway Report describes almost the identical technique. The Army document outlines a method it calls problem solving. You take a problem you genuinely want solved, you fill your expanded awareness with it, and you essentially release it outward. And the report says the answer frequently comes based on developing intuition over the next 2 to 3 days, sometimes as a sudden, complete, holistic understanding, where you simply know the answer, all at once. It also describes a technique it calls patterning, concentrating on a desired goal as if it's already an accomplished fact and projecting it out with intensity. The report's underlying belief? That the thought patterns generated by a focused mind can actually shape the reality that follows, which is, word for word, Joseph Murphy's Law of Belief, written in a military memo. 2 sources, 40 years apart, completely different worlds, same instructions. All right, let me hand you the actual practice, distilled from both sources. 5 steps. 1. Get specific. Decide exactly what you want. Not, I want more money. Try, I am earning a steady, growing income doing work I love. The subconscious needs a clear instruction, not a vague wish. 2. Relax completely. Sit or lie down. Slow your breath. Soften your body. Get to that drowsy, almost asleep state where the inner critic finally goes quiet. The report calls this the doorway. So does the book. 3. Affirm it in the present tense with feeling. Not, I want to be confident. Say, I am confident. Then go further. Feel what it feels like to already have it. Picture it as done. The emotion is what carries the thought into the deeper mind. 4. Repeat it. Daily, especially before sleep. You're carving what Murphy calls a deep groove into the subconscious. Grooves aren't carved in one pass. They're carved by repetition. 5, 10 times a sitting, every single day. 5. Then release it and trust. Don't strain. Don't grip. Don't check every hour to see if it's working. Plant the seed and let the soil do its job. Exactly the way your heart beats without you supervising it. The conditions of your life are following the contents of your mind. Your subconscious is always listening, always working, always without exception, saying yes. It will just as faithfully build a prison out of your fears as it will build a future out of your faith. It doesn't choose, you choose. Every thought you repeat with feeling is an instruction. Every night before sleep is a chance to send a new one, so the only real question left is the one you answer tonight. What are you going to tell it? Plant one good seed before you sleep, just one, and watch what grows. If this shifted something for you, subscribe, because the next video goes even deeper into exactly how to reprogram the beliefs holding you back. I'll see you there.